Okay, I'm going to go over the test corrections for the direct, indirect, predicate, nominative, predicate, adjective quiz. Now, you can get half of your points back if you make corrections, but we're going to do a little different than just answering the correct answer. You're going to have to rewrite the sentence in the same type of format as the answer. So, for example, number one, George is excited about the Browns game this week. What you have to do is you have to make the correction. And in this case, we have George is, and is a linking verb. What is he? Well, he's excited. Let me highlight excited there for you. So he's excited. So excited is a predicate adjective in this sentence. And so you need to change that. Make sure you identify number one, excited, predicate adjective. But then you need to rewrite the sentence in a different way that still goes subject, verb, predicate adjective. So instead of George is excited, we have Jack is annoyed, because annoyed is describing Jack with the linking verb is. Okay, so it follows the subject, verb, predicate adjective. Okay, so that's what you need to do for each one you missed to get that half point back. Number two, Jaron bought me 5 pieces of bubble gum. So Jaron bought, that's an action verb. What did he buy? He bought gum. So gum should be your direct object. Who did he buy it for? Me. Me should be your indirect object. Number three, she purchased the car for her dad. She purchased, whom or what did she purchase? The car. Car is the direct object. Some people will want to say that dad is the indirect object. That is not the case because it is after the word car. Number four, the boys are students at the school. The boys are, whom are what the boys? Are is a linking verb, so you're in the predicate nominative, predicate adjective range. The boys are students, so that renames boys. That is a predicate nominative. My dog looked out the window, so we have my dog. What my dog do? My dog was looking. That's an action verb. All right, so we're looking for direct object. Whom or what did the dog look? Out the window doesn't answer anything. It tells us where the dog looks. So you leave that one alone. It should say none. So then number six, I use the word looks again, but this time it's as a linking verb. My dog looks. How does my dog look? So now we're looking at predicate nominative, predicate adjective. My dog looks sick. Sick is the predicate adjective. Number seven, hurricanes frequently pound the Florida coastline. Hurricanes pound. Pound is an action verb. What do they pound? They pound coastline. So coastline is the direct object. Number eight, you can send me a letter. You can send. Whom or what can you send? You can send a letter. Letter is the direct object. To whom or for whom? Me. Me is the indirect object. That highlight should only be on me. Columbus is the capital of Ohio. We have is by itself as a linking verb. Columbus is, what is it? It's the capital. Capital is predicate nominative. The students asked the teacher many questions. Students asked, whom or what did the students ask? They asked questions. Who did they ask? To whom or for whom? The teacher. So questions was your direct object. Teacher is your indirect object. After the long hike, the scouts were hungry and tired. We had this one several times during review when we went over predicate adjectives, because those two are predicate adjectives. Scouts were hungry and tired, predicate adjectives. The librarian, I use the librarian in the next couple sentences to show you the difference between direct and indirect or being an indirect object or not. The librarian carried the books and magazines to the researcher. So books and magazines here are the direct object because it's what the librarian carried. Researcher is not an indirect object because it comes after the direct object. I flipped it in 13. The librarians gave the researcher, so now researcher is an indirect object, and we still have books and magazine as the direct object. Since we were able to put researcher before books and magazine, that made it an indirect object. 14, we have a predicate adjective in delightful. Robert Frost is your linking verb. Robert Frost is your verb. Delightful describes him. That's a predicate adjective. 15, I smelled the fresh cookies. Smelled is being used as an action verb. What'd you smell? Cookies. So cookies is the direct object. Number 16, after the rain, the river is muddy. We have another is. River is, what is it? Muddy. Muddy's the predicate adjective. 17, the prairie wildflowers were daisies. We have the linking verb were here. Wildflowers were, what were they? They were daisies. Daisies is a noun there. It's not describing, it's renaming. So daisies is a predicate nominative. Raphael looked happy about his test score. Here we're telling how Raphael looked, so it's being used as a linking verb. He looked happy. So happy is the predicate adjective. Gary decorated the cake as a surprise for his family. So we have Gary, he decorated. Whom or what did Gary decorate? The cake. So cake's the direct object. That for his family stuff is all the way at the end of the sentence, so it's after the direct object, so it has nothing to do with indirect. John felt embarrassed about his actions. John felt. Whom or what did John feel? He felt embarrassed. Felt, it's telling how he felt, so that's a linking verb because he's not doing the feeling, so that makes embarrassed a predicate adjective. Bill's favorite sports were hockey and football. Hockey and football are going to be our predicate nominatives here because we have sports were. Were is the linking verb. What were the sports? They were hockey and football. Mayor's policy brought citizens a new hope. So the policy brought, what did the policy bring? It brought hope. Hope is a direct object. Who did it bring that hope to? The citizens. So citizens is the indirect object. 23, the girl in the green sweater is my sister. So it's the girl is the subject. The girl is linking verb. All right. So what is the girl? Sister. Predicate nominative because sister renames girl. The announcement on the radio played all day. We have the announcement. It played. Played's an action verb. Whom or what did it play? No, it doesn't really answer that. It tells us when it played. It played all day. We're just going to leave that one alone. Okay, we don't have a direct or indirect object there. Torches lit the tunnel in the gloomy mine shaft. Torches lit. Whom or what did the torches light? They lit the tunnel. So tunnel is the direct object there. This item on the list is necessary. We have the item is, another is. What is the item? It's unnecessary. That's describing the item, so therefore predicate adjective. Two valuable metals are gold and silver. We had this one a few times in review. They were predicate nominatives because the metals are, and gold and silver are nouns there. They're not describing the metals, they're a type of metal, so therefore they're nouns, they're predicate nominatives. Lena will tell him the truth. Lena will tell. Whom or what will Lena tell? Well, she's going to go ahead. She's going to tell the truth. Direct object. Who she's going to tell it to? She's going to tell it to him. Him is the indirect object. John bought his car from a very good salesman. John bought. Whom or what did John buy? John bought a car. Car is the direct object. Number 30, higher education gives most people better opportunities. So we have education gives. What does the education give? Well, the education gives opportunities. Opportunities is the direct object. Who's give those opportunities to? People. So people is the indirect object. If you notice, I typed in the sentence pattern here again just to rephrase. If you missed this one, so you make sure you mark, your opportunities and you mark people as the direct and indirect object. It followed a subject verb, indirect object, direct object pattern. So you have to write a sentence in that pattern to continue to get the rest of the credit. Okay. Joseph Audubon was an amazing artist. Audubon was is a linking verb. What was Audubon? He was an artist. Artist is renaming. With the ist ending, it makes it a noun, so it's predicate nominative. After hours of hard work, his muscles were stiff and sore. We really don't need to worry about the after hours of hard work. The sentence is basically his muscles were stiff and sore. Were is a linking verb. Stiff and sore describe what his muscles were. Predicate adjective. And finally, number 33, the Constitution guarantees freedom to all. Constitution guarantees, that's an action verb. What does it guarantee? It guarantees freedom. So freedom is a direct object there. So those are your 33 answers to the quiz. Again, if you want credit for corrections, half a point for each one that you missed. You have to correct the sentence, and then you have to rewrite a sentence in the sentence order. So if it had a direct object, you have to write a sentence with a direct object. If it had predicate nominative, write a sentence with a predicate nominative. That is how you will get the credit.